Hello lovely people, fancy seeing your faces again. It feels like so long since I last last time I put up a video on this channel. I feel like it's been 3 weeks. Long and short of it, I got back to work and everything's been a little bit crazy. It's January. And so normally I'm just very much like this, go, and I made the decision this year / the end of last year to not be going crazy, not put too much pressure on myself and just rolling with the punches. So if no video goes up for a couple of weeks, so be it. But today I thought I would do a video which probably should have been done before now, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. In fact, as you watch this video, you'll be in the month of February. I am still in January, and so I'm saying it's acceptable. We're going to have a little bit of a catch up and a roundup and a little bit of a goal setting resolution chat about what I hope to do with theatre this year. So if you want to know what is going to go on, hopefully, with this channel and my theatre watching, stick around and we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. So I like goal setting, however goal setting does not like me. If I write it down, 9 times out of 10 it will not happen. In fact, in one of my various different books, because I have a million of them, I have what I called 2025's goals / resolutions. I think I even made it into a video, and of all of them I think I did one. So instead of doing like this is my resolutions videos here, and I thought we'd just have a sit down catch up. You might want to get a cup of tea. I have set not rules but ideas. I have put it in my phone as goals because I didn't know what else to call it at the time, and this note will be deleted straight away after this video. But the things that I hope to do with my theatre watching this year, and therefore to do with this channel, are as followed. Firstly, I'm just going to put it out there, the one thing hopefully that won't change with me and this channel is the Nervous Guide videos and the reviews. For at least the past, I want to say about a year, I feel like I've been doing them for about that now. For every show that I see, I do 2 separate videos. I'm doing this feel and I'm not even doing a Nervous Guide. I do 2 separate videos for each show that I see, unless time does not go in my favour. The first one is obviously the Nervous Guide. The Nervous Guide is everything you need to know about the show before you go into it. So that is things like sensory warnings, content warnings, information about the theatre, anything that is helpful to know before you go in to help you and your brain and your well-being in going to see theatre. Because I don't know about you, but for me personally, sitting down in a theatre, having that just numb noise when you sat in your seat of the audience around you always kind of numbs my brain a little bit. And then as soon as the lights go down and you are involved in the action, there is nothing like it in the world to be sat watching something that is phenomenal in front of you, done live with people that are insanely talented. I just love it. However, there is the other half of me who is very much an anxious, nervous person, and knowing that I can possibly warn even one person with what could be expected, or what you could expect before you go into show, hopefully helps. So I am planning to continue to do Nervous Guide videos, and then the following video, which is always the review, which is not really a review because at the end of the day I'm no way qualified to review anything. No. Instead I just ramble for a good like 10-15 minutes and share my thoughts, tell you about the people I enjoyed, and hopefully it will be like a one-sided conversation of just if me and you went for a coffee and I told you about the show that I just seen. That is the kind of idea that I have behind the reviews, and hopefully someone will enjoy them. That is the one thing that is staying, and the one thing I hope to continue on this channel throughout the year. And then on top of that, because one of my things last year and also one of my things this year is to explore new places and see shows in different spaces, and I didn't mean that for that to rhyme, but it did, is that if I go to a theatre I've never been before, as well as a little moment in the Nervous Guide, hopefully I can do a little bit of a more in depth video about the theatre itself. I have done one previously on the Globe Theatre in London because I went to see a show, and therefore I made a video on the Globe itself. So if I go to new theatres this year, especially ones that are in different places, then hopefully that will be helpful to someone. I have plans to go to Scotland this year to see a show in a theatre I have never experienced before. In fact, I've been to the place that this theatre is in and I don't actually know where the theatre space is, so we'll find that out together. But yeah, I love to travel. I do have a separate channel which I put little videos of my trips to music. They're very simple, very easy, but they're kind of relaxing and they're just fun to make. Incorporating that in with another love, which is the Nervous Guides, hopefully will be something that I can do this year. The thing that I want to do this year with my theatre watching is to be more adventurous. I am very much a person who knows they love musicals and will go and see them. However, I say that, but at the same time, sometimes there are musicals out there that I just ignore or don't go anywhere near because I know that there's something in it that will scare me or make me anxious or nervous, and so I kind of back away from them. Case in point, the day that I filmed this video, Birmingham Rep have just announced their Sweeney for Sweeney Todd this summer. Now that is a musical that I am slightly scared of, hand on heart, because I am not good with blood and guts and gore and things like that. I'm not really a horror person, so to speak. I'm very much a poppy dogs, fireworks, you know, all the happy, joyful, sparkly, glittery things. That's me in a nutshell. Watching the old classics, listening to the music, listening to the beautiful orchestra, that is my jam. However, Birmingham Rep have, like I said, announced their Sweeney today, which is Ramin Karimloo. Now, I don't know about you, but if you are going to be able to have the chance to sit in a room and listen to that man sing, you will take it. So I need to put my big girl pants on and embrace the things that scare me. I am, at the end of the day, a 35-year-old woman and therefore should be able to push myself a little bit, if you will. That also goes for other things because, like I said, I'm very much I love a happy and joyful musical with a happy ending. that is my jam. But there's very often when I'm making my lists, and if you didn't see a recent video, then you will not know my to watch list of the year. It is written it again in the same book. But they're very much of a muchness. Like, for the most part, they're musicals or plays with songs in, should I say. There is a couple of bits of Shakespeare in there because I saw some last year and I actually realised I quite enjoy it. So that was one step into being more adventurous. But I'd kind of like to push that a little bit more this year. Even with the likes of like Sweeney Todd, pushing that barrier that has kind of been there for most of my life, most of my theatre life, if you will. Just experiencing something that maybe I wouldn't have thought to see previously because for whatever reason it has stopped me. Like I said, last year or before last year, I thought, ugh, Shakespeare, it's not for me, no, bye bye. And then I went to the Globe and really enjoyed watching Macbeth being done as part of the Playing Shakespeare initiative that is at the Globe. And then from there I experienced 2 more theatrical Shakespeare experiences. I watched Much Ado About Nothing at the Royal Shakespeare Company, and I watched Midsummer Night's Dream at the Bridge Theatre, and loved both of those experiences. They were completely different to each other. I feel like Shakespeare is, or in my head I had Shakespeare as very much really old, very stuffy, and the 3 different productions of Shakespeare plays that I saw last year were completely different from each other. One was set in a war-torn country, one was set in a football club, and the other one was just crazy. And that was Midsummer Night's Dream. So that is very much something that I want to push myself with this year. And even on top of that, just having things that for years I've said no to. I feel like those are things I should probably try to experience this year, because there's a few shows out there that I've very much just been no about. And some of them are with reasons and some of them are for no reason, or some of them for really bad reasons, like really lame excuses. One of those being Jersey Boys, which is touring this year and into next year. I have very much been a no on Jersey Boys for years, and the reason why is because I once upon a time did a couple of coach-based trips to go and see shows in London before I realised that it was probably cheaper to just book my own hotel and book my own tickets. And whenever you came back to the coach after the show and they took you to where you were staying for the night, they used to put on a "this is what other things we have tickets for," and every single time, and I say every single time even though it was like twice, they would preach and preach and preach about Jersey Boys because they always had so many tickets for it because of the average age of the people on that coach. And so that kind of put Jersey Boys in a bad light for me, even though who knows, I might even enjoy it. So it is on my shows to see this year list, which I talked about in a recent video, and we're just gonna push the little barriers that I have in my head over certain things and certain shows that need to be pushed. I need to just have different experiences. The one major goal that I have each year is one of seeing more shows in the year that I saw previously. Now last year I didn't complete that because I think the year before I had like 42 in my back catalogue, if you will. In 2024 I saw 43 shows. In 2025 I saw 40 shows, which is still good. It's 3 less. That's just like one weekend in London in the grand scheme of things. But I always like to challenge myself. I do it also with my reading, and I really would like to hit 45 this year, she says in January, when she only has seen one show this year and it was Panto. But yeah, it's a fun little challenge that I have. Saying that about London, I also would like to go back and see more things in London's spaces, because I feel like I didn't do as many London trips last year than I did previously, and it all comes down to planning. This is the final thing that I want to quickly mention. One goal that I have for the year is to be more prepared, be more on it, and work out when I'm free, number one, and what I can go and see, number two. Because I'm very much a last minute kind of person, or I have become that way in the last few years, and as much as it's fun flying by the seat of your trousers, at the same time I feel like, at least definitely last year, I didn't see as much, and I missed things that I really wanted to see because I didn't prepare enough to see everything I wanted to see. Especially in London, because the whole paying for transport, paying for hotels, possibly paying to do everything, eat, drink, you know, it all very much builds up, especially being someone in the Midlands who needs to do all those things just to go and watch some shows in London. And I know in my heart of hearts, if I was more prepared, I could have hotels booked well in advance so that prices would be slightly cheaper. I could book trains as soon as I can book trains, because you essentially get like a 3-month window, I think. And yeah, I can make everything a lot cheaper on myself so that I have more income to go and see more things. Otherwise, if I'm doing what I'm currently doing, or I was doing last year, it would be like £70 alone to go and get down there and back up on the train, and that would be without an actual reserve seat, and just like legging it at Euston, which is my worst thing ever. And then paying like £200 for one night in London because it's booked like 2 weeks in advance. I definitely want to be better at doing some forward planning. I currently have in the diary, if you will, a trip down in May, because I already have a ticket booked for something in May. I also have been told today that I am going to watch Sweeney Todd, hopefully in August, July, August. That's in Birmingham, so that should be more doable, but as things come into fruition in other theatres, then maybe I could get 2 shows in one day. Maybe find something really happy in the evening just to like perk everything up. So yes, I definitely want to be more prepared, and that also goes for this channel a little bit too, because apart from when I have the reviews and the nervous guides, I'm very much thinking, what do people actually want to see? And at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know if people are purely here for those 2 videos in, and the rest of it is kind of nothing. But yeah, so I suppose I'm finishing this video by going, what would you like to see when I'm not at a theatre? Because in the grand scheme of things, a week in my life I am working like pretty much all the way through Monday to Friday, and so I've only really got weekends to play with, and I get busy really quick, humble brag and all. But in the 3 weekends we've had in this year so far, I was out the first week, and the following week I was also out. The following weekend I was out, and last weekend I was out. So I get busy quickly, so that is probably another reason why I need to be more prepared. So please, by all means, give me some requests, tell me what you'd like to see on this channel going forwards, because I would greatly appreciate that. So there we go, the end of a long and rambly video. Less about the resolutions this year and more about just seeing where theatre takes me. Ooh, wistful, how nice. So yes, the next video on this channel will be the aforementioned Nervous Guide and review videos, because I'm actually seeing something this weekend which I'm very excited about. I was very scared that I was going to miss out on seeing what I'm seeing, but I've managed to work it out and I'm very excited. But enough of me rambling on. I'm going to leave this video here, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you come back next time for more theatre-based fun and content. But yeah, all that's left to say is the usual, which is this: I love you all lots. Thank you for coming back to this crazy corner of the internet if you are returning. Finally, the last thing to say is so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen and goodbye. Bye.